So in today's video, we're going to do the next quest, which is a very, very hard one. It's called Oasis of Lava. This one is super hard to do, very, very hard because the area of effect is not scaled properly unless you're a really low level character. And the reason why that is because as a low level character, you can use high level buffs. Now, if you're doing this at a high level, like say level 120 or something, it's not a big deal. But if you're on a TLP, this one is gonna be a problem, especially at level 60, level 50, whatever. It's gonna just rip your face right off and leave it in little pieces on the ground. Okay, so go to your achievements tab. You're gonna need to do Oasis of Sand. This is this one before it, and then you're going to need to do Broken Key of Lava Storm. And with this one here, you're going to get your 10 tokens right here. As you can see in the previous video, I did the charm slot item. This is the big thing you get. Wow, at level 55, boing, it's really good. And you got some more tokens so you can buy more good stuff. The stuff is nice and cheap, but let's go ahead and do this one right here. Okay, now before we get started, I want to point out that if you are enjoying this and you want to see some action of this server, go ahead and check me out on my other channel. It's the same name, but with live stream at the end of it. Okay, so the reason why you want to do the flagging on the high level character here is because if you use a character below level 20 to do this other stuff over here, let's go here to these achievements. See, we go back and we do Broken Key of Sands, and you do it on a character below level 20, it can be rough because the mobs start at level 20. So they make you start at level 20 or 25. Okay, so it's best to do it on your high level character with a group or something like that. Another thing you keep in mind is when doing the mission, it's a 30 level spread. So if you get to, say, level 30, you can add friends in that are level 60, and it should be easier the lower level you are. I haven't tried it at 30, but I would try it at maybe 25 since on the test server, we can get the test buff and instantly create level 25 characters. By the way, this is taking place on the test server, so it's pretty much a routine type of thing. So you will need one more thing, and that thing you will need Lorien Song, the latest expansion. This expansion gives you personas, meaning you can switch classes just on the fly when you are in a zone that you can bind in, like this zone here. I'm in East Freeport, and it's a bindable zone, and I'm allowed to go ahead and switch it. And let's go ahead and switcheroo to my level 2 mage. And I mentioned in a previous video, level 2 mage is the one you want because it has a pet that's level 5. And that level 5 is going to rip them, tear all those bosses apart into nothing. And that's what you want. You want to take them apart. Okay, so here we go. Let's go. Oh, we're ready to go. So here, what we have here, you notice how I have a few buffs. You may want to have Inviso if you're a KOS in this city, like you're a Necro or whatever. Anyway, let's go ahead and we're fine here. Let's head out to the North Row, and we're going to run over there and we're going to take this down here. I do have the buffs on the pets. I have Nature Skin, I have Shield of Thorns, and I have Coral Pass on. They're very, very helpful. I have Illusion Benefit Dina so I can see and so I can run real fast to where I'm going. And this shouldn't take too long. Just the zoning is a hard part about this. So let's go ahead and talk about these buffs right there. Chloroplast, we have Shield of Thorns, and Skin Like Nature. These all are under level 50. They can be cast on you from your friendly druid. In fact, you could just go in there with cleric buffs. I've done this with cleric buffs because there weren't any druids left. I wonder why. And that should do it for you right there. Let's check out the map. We're going to run all the way down here, and it's going to be down to this area. It'll take a little while to run there, but we're going to go there. Okay, so let's take a look at the thing here. And in here, you can see we get all the achievements, quest history. We get all of this stuff from the high level character. So the nice thing about that is that you can do quests with a high level and a low level character. And this was why they put it in. They intended it to be used in this manner to help people out that are struggling to kill these unbalanced mobs in this group mission. And there's going to be even harder missions after this too. So very important to have a low level tune here. And for those people that are saying, no, it's not supposed to be this way. Well, you know what? They could have scaled it better, but leaving it like this opens them up to people buying more expansions. And that's what they make money off of, expansions. Oh, here we go. We're coming up to our favorite place. But before we go in there, as you can see, we only have 20 minutes left on our Shield of Thorns. We're going to get a refresh out there as we pull up there. Okay, coming up here, and our magical druid friend who's hiding in the background will go ahead and buff us. Okay, let's get the buff. Happy you're going to get some buffs. There he is. And you're going to rebuff this. It's important to have the regen. The two most important buffs that you want to have are this regen. You also want to have the hit point buff too. That's going to help a lot. So those are the two most important things. You can see this skin-like nature lasts forever. So you're all good. Let's go, and we're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. Let's hop in there. Pet's been buffed and so forth. I would keep the pet on taunt right here. One thing about it is you need to do a little damage to the enemy, because if the damage shield kills the enemy, you don't get credit for it. But with the boss, that shouldn't be a problem, because this is a nasty boss. Really, really nasty. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stay out of his area of effect range. Okay, let's go visit this merchant real fast. And you can see here, this is different than what my level 58 is, because that character will see different stuff. Let's pop this open. Let's trigger this. And there is our group mission. There it is. We got a group mission. You can add people in by add player or /task add like this, and space and name. Remember, 30 level spread, and you can add people into tasks. Only one person needs to click this thing here. Okay, this, if you've ever done this mission, you will know that this mission just hits like a truck, and it is so poorly scaled. Okay, this is first door. You can take the elevator if you want. I'm afraid of elevators. I like to enjoy the scenery and the beautiful scratches on the wall. And this is number 2 right here. And when we go in, the action's gonna be not happening yet until we approach the bad guy. And he looks like a giant lava worm. We will have to approach him. And after we approach him, the magic happens. Okay, so here it is. So this is the Molten Brood Queen. Let's go ahead and check the levels as level 5. Guess what? Level 5 versus level 5. Guess who's going to win this? Now, here's the thing. The reason why you want this on you is because even though you have 431 hit points, and this thing hits for maybe about 60, I'd say 65 hit points per blast scaled to this, they can actually kill you if you're not careful with it. Another thing to keep in mind is through these cracks, you're going to get more lava thingies that are going to come up. Let's go and approach from this side over here. And we're going to get ready. And a little funny thing may happen with it. So let's go and rock and roll. We approach and send air. Pet, go get him, Petster. And let's zap him. There we go. And ooh, he's shooting his little spray. And look at that. See how I got unconscious? This thing knocks you unconscious. But thank goodness. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? And look at this thing. Here, let me just show you. Look at what this thing does at the high levels. Look at how much it ticks for. And it's still ticking on me. It's still knocking me unconscious somehow. But I got good old chloroplast that's healing me by this amount per tick. But even with that, look at how much it took off me. Check that out. I am at 431. It took me down 200 hit points, just like that, and at this level. So make sure you get your chloroplast, or at least get your symbol and your other hit point, because with my symbol, and I think it was bravery or whatever I had on my character, it got up to 470 or whatever, but that still was enough. But see how he knocks you out like that? And now we're complete. We've completed this here, and we're done with that. And there's just what you do when you do this group mission is it unlocks the downstairs for you. So, and you got some experience right here. See, this lava blast knocks you unconscious again. So lava spittle, 53 points of damage. And you can see here it decreases movement rate. So it kind of snares you, and then it decreases the hit points at the max level, but it's scaled here. But oh my gosh, this thing just really hits like a truck. You can try to avoid it, but it seems like it's a room-wide AoE. Check this out. Look Look at the thing. AE range 200, directional 300 to 60 degrees. In other words, it covers the